Hey everybody, it's GobletX, and welcome back to another quick draft of Bloomburrow. This is going to be a draft against the bots during the drafting process, but we'll be playing against players once we hit the gameplay. So the benefits of doing a quick draft are twofold. One is that there is no timer during the drafting process. So as slowly as you want to go, all you want to read, you can absolutely do that. But also as quickly as you want to go, you can do that as well, and the bots will follow suit. So we're going to be doing another little speed run draft today, going nice and quick through this. So if you want some more detailed picks and stuff, go check out all the premier drafts and traditional drafts. There are tons of drafts where I over-explain absolutely everything that I pick. Today's not going to be one of those days. I'm over-explaining the intro so that we can just go blitz mode after we pack one, pick one, our manifold mouse. So without further ado, let's speed run our draft today and start with our great mice rare that is going to do its best to lock us into that strategy. However, there's no good mice here. There is Intrepid Rabbit towards Boros. That's a good white card for any deck, and Manifold Mouse really ties us to mice. So I think I'm going to take the Intrepid Rabbit here, although the other Signpost uncommons are reasonable. Pick 3. Roughshod Duo actually plays great with Manifold Mouse, but Take Out the Trash is pretty premium removal for the Boros color pair as well. There's Nocturnal Hunger to keep in mind, but let's take out the trash here. Pick 4, another Take Out the Trash. Take that overhead of the Homestead. There are no mice in this pack, although Flamecash Gecko versus Take Out the Trash is close. Any red aggressive deck can get the mana discount from the Gecko. You have one takeout already. I'll grab the Gecko here. Pick 5. Feather of Flight is actually pretty great in Boros Mice. Their main mechanic is that whenever you target them with a spell or ability, they can get a benefit, and Feather of Flight is a spell to target them with. Assault versus Nettle Guard. I feel like I like Take Out the Trash a lot better than Assault. It's just more efficient, so grab the Nettle Guard there. Alright, Blooming Blast is fine for a really aggressive deck. You shoot your opponent for 3 while you clear out their small creature. And we are just about done with pack 1. Nice and locked in here on Boros Mice. We absolutely could have been more flexible, but ain't nobody got time for that. We got a great red rare, and now we got a great red mythic, so obviously we're just forcing Boros. This can draw you extra cards with the exile ability when it enters the battlefield or attacks, and even if you don't cast those spells, you get to ping your opponent for some damage with them, so great card there. I'm going to do a quick little sort here, so we can see how much removal we have and how many creatures versus non-creatures right now. Okay, we're doing pretty good on non-creatures, pretty good on creatures, but we're only on 2 reasonable removal spells, so Sonar Strike is fine, or Bravekin Duo is fine. Rallier is another way to trigger Valiant stuff as well, but it's not a mouse for Manifold Mouse. Go for the Bravekin Duo over the Sonar Strike. Pick 3, now we can take Sonar Strike over Pathmaker. That is about it here. One's fine. Pick 4, Thistle Down players. It's a mouse that triggers Valiant every turn. It's 3 power as well, which is big. For Manifold Mouses, Double Strike Trample. The bigger the mouse, the better. Here's another 2-drop mouse with good Valiant triggers. Here's the good 3-mana mouse for triggering Valiant. Pileated Provisioner triggers Valiant and gives you a top-end flying finisher. Recruiter can get something out of the way. It is a 3rd 5-drop already. I'll actually take Raccoon Rally over that as a Valiant enabler. Easy Roughshod Duo. It's a mouse that has natural trample and gives other stuff trample, so you can give double strike with Manifold Mouse when you have Roughshod Duo giving the trample. Pathmaker's good with the Duo because we want a lot of ways to expend 4. And we've got a full 23-card deck moving into pack 3, although we really want to cut Wildfire Howl. So pack 3, everything we take gets to improve the deck. Rabid Gnaw is a great improvement. It triggers Valiant and kills a creature at the same time. So it's kind of the perfect removal spell for Boros. This pack is pretty bad for Boros. Take another Bravekin Duo, I guess. We cut the Starforged Sword and the Sonar Strike. Pileated Provisioner. Making a little pile of potential cuts when we find better cards to put in. Okay, pack 3, pick 3. Wow, this pack's also pretty bad for mice. I only have 1 non-creature white spell, so Lupin Flower Village is actually quite reasonable. So I'm going to grab that. Pick 4, another Roughshod Duo versus Strike Force. I don't have that many ways to buff Strike Force. I guess I have the duos, but I really like the Roughshods here. Just being mice with Manifold Mouse, so I'm going to do that. Crumb and Grit, another great card with Manifold Mouse and a solid trick in general. Mida Meek, fine trick in general. Get those out. This is 23 non-lands again. Another Roughshod Duo or another Lupin Flower Village? Is that 2 mana here? Raccoon Rallier's looking like the weakest 2 drops. The most cuttable cards at this point. I'll grab another Lupin Flower Village. Pick 8, a Teapot Slinger, Pathmaker, and Guard Mouse. Like the big Guard Mouse with Duo and Manifold Mouse. Sure. Get rid of a Rallier, get another Duo, get rid of a Rallier. The curve's actually getting pretty bad if I get rid of all these Ralliers. Not bad, but like, I mean, we've got 6 cards at 2 or less, which is a little low for an aggressive deck. Alright, this is 23 cards, but I want to work on this mana curve a little bit again. Where I think really what we want to do is just put a Raccoon Rallier or 2 back in. Maybe over some non-creature spells. Creature count's going to be really high, but that's fine. Yeah, 19 is absurdly high. We're at 17 creatures, even if I'd cut all creatures at this point. So, Manifold is a 4-drop. Ideally. Cut a Thistledown players. Roughshod Duo can also trigger Valiant when we're expending 4. And then we'll cut a 4-drop. We'll cut a Pathmaker. Stick to the mice for big Manifold Mouse kills. And looks good to me. We shall call it a deck here. 16 red cards, 9 white cards. It's a 9-8 split in red's favor. Let's go. Let's hop right into the gameplay and see how the Boros Mice deck does. Alright, here we are for game 1. No red source is pretty bad. 1 creature to play. Yeah, take the mulligan. Wow. Alright, Arena hates me right now. It is what it is. Ditch the Gecko, probably. Because I'm unlikely to double spell with red spells here when I don't even have a mountain. Yep, this is a horrible start. Boros mirror match, but our opponent has mana. Not only that, but they are curving out and ramping up with Brazen Collector. 3rd white source is a sad one. Obviously can't block the first striker, so they get some free mana ramp from that, while still shredding my life total down. Metal Guard of their own. More red spells. Could do up Nettle Guard and attack with a 4/4, but I think at this point I have to just trade into theirs. Oh boy, Roughshod Duo as well. I guess they Bravekin up their Nettle Guard and it's a 4/4 and I can't block well anyway. Yeah. I guess we just lose. We could have put them to 17 and then lost. Wow. We really just lose. Oops. They don't block anyway. Let's go. The oops all attack. But our opponent was polite. They did not take the free kill on our Bravekin duo. Although I believe we're probably just dead right now. Let's see. Yep. Certainly dead this game. Pretty much no matter what Arena has decided. That's not our game. Start things off 0-1 heading into game 2. Alright, here we are for game 2. It's a bit slower, not starting till turn 3, but it's got one really important thing that we couldn't manage game 1, and that is that we have both colors. So anything we draw is castable if we find one more land this game. Oh, jump scare dragon. Is it a mirror match again? Another red deck. Feather of Flight draws us a card towards the next land if we miss here. Oh. Are we going to start with 2 non-games of Magic in a row? If I top deck a land, we probably are. Like, if I top deck a land to where I get to play Guard Mouse, Trigger, Expend. Okay, we didn't top deck a land. So, our opponent might still sort of be in this game. We'll see. But they did keep a 2-lander and failed to find land 3. A mono-colored 2-lander. There's Coruscation Mage for a chumper here. Well, we're not finding land 4, so don't feel like they're not completely locked out yet. Okay, well, we found land 4, so they're completely locked out. They're down to 7. Tap land. Well, that's it. 2 completely meaningless games of Magic out of the way. We have won a coin flip and lost a coin flip, and we're starting off 1-1, heading into game 3. That's Magic, baby. All right, here we are for game 3. Both colors is an auto keep. We're on the play here. Great curve, actually, if we hit lands. Okay, we've got land 3 to play out on curve now, which is pretty beautiful. Boros mirror match. Again. The playful shove for Bravekin Duo. Gross. Excellent value, and there we go. We have land 4 for turn 4 to expend with the Roughshod Duo, get +1/+1 trample on the Scribe, discard a card, draw a card if we need to, and Pathmaker is going to draw us a card to cast next turn. Heartfire Hero. I can like crumb and get it here. Ooh. I'd rather Intrepid Rabbit than Pathmaker right now. Crumb and Get It makes the Heartfire Hero a 4/4, so we have both of these attacking as 4-power creatures, so they have to gift us the food token to win the combat with a Crumb and Get It. The +1/+0 flying draw card thing is not going to work for them here. I guess I could have the hero trade into the duo, but they can't win the fight. Mabel's Medal does not do it here. They have to lose Mabel's Medal and the Heartfire Hero to trade. So we get the 2-for-1 off that trick, which feels good. Teapot Slinger. Alright, so Scribe doesn't get in, but Rabbit still does. I suppose it's pretty suspicious if I don't send in anything but the Rabbit. But I could just send in the Rabbit, deal 3, post-combat play a Guard Mouse, and that's pretty fine. If they do block here, I really want to draw a 3-mana or less creature to play. If they don't block, I'm incredibly happy, but if they do block and I don't hit a mana 3 or less creature, I can still crack the village and use Might of the Meek, but cracking the village makes it so I don't cast the 4-drops later. So it is sketchy. I guess a land works too. Land or creatures works great here. And that is neither. Well, pretty big miss out of that draw step. Yeah, maybe I should have just dropped a guard mouse or something there. Bruiser. Right. One turn late. You fool. Seed Pod Squire. And a Whisker Quill Scribe. Ooh, go for it, opponent. I am down for this race. 6 on board. This is a little bold, but here we go. If they don't block, we kill the Bruiser. Deal 8 damage, scry 1, and play a Raccoon Rallier. If they do block, there's a lot of nonsense we can do. Okay, this looks fine to just play Pathmaker, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I guess if they expend on removal, we'll die. So maybe it's best to just play a Raccoon Rallier and hold up the Rabid Gnaw here. Or do I still just Rabid Gnaw while they're tapped out? I probably just still do this while they're tapped out and get the extra damage into. Oh, Feather Flight's a big one. Yeah, no, I mean, they just hit me for 3 in the sky. That's not winning the race here. Jolly Gerbils. So I can Feather Flight on Guard Mouse. 5 power Flying Swing, scry 1, draw a card. Make sure that I scry into a land and then draw the land. I did not scry into a land and draw a land, but also they're dead if they don't chump now. They did not chump. Let's see. Have a treasure gift? Have a treasure gift. That is 2 and 1. Slower hand here for game 4, but it has our best endgame threat, the Dragon Hawk, as a bomb that's also a card draw engine. So we'll absolutely keep it. I do have to draw another red source by turn 5, but that is a lot of time to draw it. Now we get to expend turn 4, which is spicy. There we go, nice. Because I get to duo plus Crumb and get it. So we turn Crumb and get it into an even bigger combat trick. Actually an insanely massive combat trick here. Duo attack and it's like plus 1,000,000 trample. No world in which they block, right? Yeah. That would have been so good for us if they did, though. We'd have a 7 power trampling roughshod duo. We would trample like 3 damage over and still kill the veteran at the same time, protecting our duo. Pathmaker, sure. 4/5. I can block and kill that. Give them a food. It's a-okay. I could also get greedy and just hold Crumb and get it to protect Dragonhawk, but I like just curving and getting damage here. So their play next turn is Tree Guard Duo if they want to draw the card off Pathmaker. So by playing a Dragonhawk, we're putting them in a position where they either just discard the Tree Guard Duo or let us keep Dragonhawk, and that's just going to be a terrible time for them. I'm sorry, how am I getting 3 cards? X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Jesus. Oh my god. Ouch. Dragonhawk ETB deals 6? I thought this thing was always just 1 card. I didn't even read the card. That's so ridiculous. If you have other power 4 or greater creatures, you can exile 3, draw 3 each turn, or deal 6? My god. Well, that was unbeatable. That was unstoppable, and 3-1 it is. Yeah, if I knew we were getting 6 damage on the Enters effect, then I wouldn't have been scared at all about dropping that Dragonhawk without protection. Very happy with the Crumb and get a choice then. Game 5, mono red hand, but it has a 2-3-4 curve, so I'm going to keep it here, and we can start discarding any extra mountains we draw towards finding the plains. Green, black, and there's the plains, so we're fine. Do I want to get double duo out before I expend 4, or do I want to just play Pathmaker and be mana efficient? I think I'd rather get double duo out, weirdly. Sort of depends on our draw. Intrepid Rabbit? If that's the draw, I think I'm just playing that. Certainly changes things. This is by far the most damage we slam out this turn. Pressure them on their 2-lander. They did find land 3 here. Corpseberry Cultivator is going to be 1 decent blocker, but if I just expend, it's 3 creatures that guaranteed get in well. Yep, this is a pretty bad spot for our opponent. Let's play that for a turn immediately. They can kill the rabbit without losing a creature if they want to go to 1 life. So they got to trade somewhere. They will trade with the duo, go to 3, and we'll see how they stabilize from there. They do not. Rough game for our opponent. Kept a 2-lander, missed a pivotal land drop, and we had a great aggressive curve. So 4-1 it is, heading into game number 6. Mono white hand here. Only half the spells are castable. I think I'm going to have to take the mulligan on this one. That is the only way we've lost a game today, is rough mana. Oh, Arena. Multi-5 it is. Wow. That's wild. That is wild. Are you serious? All 4 hands we've seen this game are monocolored. Alright. There's another auto loss for us, I guess. What can you do at that point? Arena's gotta hold us back. They're like, hold on. You're winning a little too fast. Do I have Howdy? No, I don't. Oh boy. Well, at least it'll be incredibly impressive if we win this game. Probably have to just curve. That first strike is quite bad for me. Might of the Meek. Play a duo and a Might of the Meek. Yeah, sure. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. 10 power on the crackback. Yeah, that ain't happening. So we're gonna go rabbit on cutthroat if we can. Nope, cannot. Well, now we're definitely not out racing. 4 power menacer, 2 power flyer. Have to draw well. I need 3 blockers on the ground, so I need to not attack at all as well. I have to just duo and hold up a Might of the Meek on blocks. Doesn't even do anything on blocks though, because I just put the 2-2 and the 1-1 in front of that and the 3-4 in front of that. So yeah, no, I just get the scry and draw right now. Goodbye plains. Hello mountain. That is an upgrade, but we are just dead. If any of their 3 extra spells they have on us are removal. All right, here we are for game number 7. We've got both our colors again, so this may be a game of Magic this time around. Our 2 losses today have just been absolute non-games, unfortunately. A couple of our wins, too. Some opponents just stuck on like 2 landers. It's not been the most interactive day of Magic in general. I don't need to kill the Plume Creed Mentor until they have a non-flyer to juice up. So I'm going to keep curving out with creatures for now. Next turn I could see doing Blast and Rabid Gnaw on 2 separate threats, maybe, as a way to expend 4. Well, it won't be enough damage, but it is a thing I could do. Could just guard Mouse instead. It's a 4/4 trampling Nettle Guarding. Yeah. I guess either way is 4 damage. This hand is very tricksy with all our Valiant triggers on board. Alright, there's the ground troops. Really do not mind another guard mouse. But I think we're clearing a path. So we're gonna Rabid Gnaw away the Waxwing Witness. Gonna Blooming Blast the Swordmaster. I don't need to blast the Swordmaster to break through here, I just need to kill the Waxwing Witness. They did hold 2 mana up here. What could they have for 1 and a blue? They could have the counter spell. They do have a bird on board. They could have Runaway together that could counter my Rabid Gnaw. I'm going to use Rabid Gnaw on our most expendable creature for if they do have interaction. Crumb and Get It to defend that. They are not giving it the indestructible, so I can Blooming Blast to finish it off. Which means no longer Blooming Blast for Expend out of nowhere as a trick, but yeah, we gotta do this pre-combat. Scry that to the bottom. Ka-ching. Double block Roughshod Duo here. Yeah, I put my +1/+1 at the wrong spot. I should have +1/+1 to the Roughshod Duo and just Might of the Meek to the Guard Mouse. That was a bad play. Wait, no, they're just dead if they do that. Never mind. It was a good play. Secretly, this just means lethal. Woo! I was a genius all along. I totally knew what I was doing. We're 5-2, heading into game 8. All right, game 8, both our colors. Let's go. Oh, that's a weird little visual glitch. Little rectangles under the hello. Some Gruul from our opponent on the play. Wandertail Mentor. Always shoot the Mana Dork. Keep them from dropping 4 drops on us next turn. That one is especially killable because it's also going to become a big enough threat that we'll need to kill it later anyway, because it'll eventually be a 4/4 or 5/5 attacker without too much effort. I could pretend to have a really good trick there and just attack with the duo, but that feels like a bad idea. Pretend we have a Crumb and Get It while they were tapped out. I don't know, you never know how mad your opponent is. Some opponent out there are just absolute madmen. They're like, prove it. Show me the Crumb and Get It. Alright, yeah, Longstock Brawl is very good on the Shrike Force. So kind of just looks like I'm losing now. Because we can't deal with a 2/4 flying double strike vigilance. We can't attack through it. Rabbit doesn't even really do anything here. I guess I can start buffing Rabbit and attacking with a 4/3, but the ETB effects aren't doing it for me. Yeah, one Shrike Force can absolutely kill me. So we need to find one of our bombs. We need to, like, find some Manifold Mouse combos, or even better, find the big Mythic Dragon. Those are our only outs here, really. Our removal is all little burn spells that can't really kill a 4 toughness card unless we double it up. So Lupin Flower Village digs 4 cards deep for either of those bombs. I can crack the village and still play Scribe this turn, but I don't Valiant it right now. Probably fine. I guess I can crack it during their end step since I won't have the mana to play the bombs yet anyway. Till my next turn, so this way I have Might of the Meek up if it somehow matters on blocks. Probably just taking 4 in the sky again. We sure are. Go down to 8. Oh wait, this doesn't pick up the dragon, it only picks up the mouse. Unless it's a dragon bird or something weird. Ah, they've got their own bomb. And that just sits there getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Until we can never attack into it, and it can start just attacking into anything. Well, we're 6 cards deeper. Yeah, 6 cards deeper to both bombs, because none of them are in the top 6. Guess I just take the 3/4, so that if I just top deck a land, I play a 3/4 and have a mana up for the Might. Roughshod Duo is not it either. I have one turn to find the dragon or I'm dead. Now the Manifold Mouse doesn't work either because it's not going to kill them fast enough. Their ground is way too big. So I can draw a card and discard Roughshod Duo, so we have 3 draws to get there. One off Might of the Week, one off Whisker Quill Scribe, and one off of our draw step next turn. I guess Scry 1 draw card is basically the same for us. Right? I guess I'll actually just Scry 1 draw card then. It's the only card that matters is the dragon. That's not the dragon, so we pretend we drew that off of the discard draw card, and this next one is what we draw off the full-on draw, which is not the dragon, and the top deck is not the dragon. We are dead in the sky. Alright. That was a fair enough loss. We did not have good interaction in our deck for that card. No banishing lights or anything, so is what it is. But our first 2 losses were brutal. Those were just unwinnable games. Forced into some pretty terrible mulligans there. Well, on the plus side, that was a nice, fast draft. We got great cards for the collection. Pretty balmy deck here with the Dragonhawk and the Manifold Mouse. Obviously, I could have drafted a little bit better because I was just going full speed ahead, but I'm very happy with the deck that we ended up in this draft pod. I think it is quite a strong deck, and 2/3 of our losses were just variants. Those were unwinnable games for any deck. If you just get stuck on one color, it is what it is. If you get forced on a mold to 4, it is what it is. No deck's going to win those games. So 5-3, still a very positive win rate. Unfortunately, in quick draft, that is 1 win away from being in the money, but it is basically the break-even point. We got 4 packs out of this. We're down 100 gems, but we basically got 4 packs worth of cards for 100 gems out of the deal, which is a pretty good deal. That's 25 gems per pack. So claim all those prizes, but that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.